Welcome to the Entrepreneurial You, the show where visionaries share the strategies, stories, and solutions shaping our region's future. I'm your host, Heneka Watkis-Porter, and every week we bring you powerful interviews with Jamaica's top business minds, practical tech talks, and community features to help you thrive on your entrepreneurial journey. This episode is proudly brought to you by Liberty Business, JPS, Digital Video Concept, Madison Chai, and HenekaWatkis-Porter.com. Partners all committed to empowering innovation and growth across the region. We'll be right back. She is a pioneering entrepreneur who transformed a childhood passion into one of Jamaica's most recognized food brands. As managing director of Home Choice Limited, Kareema Muncey has grown the business from a single product, her beloved peppered shrimp, into a powerhouse offering 15 products in 30 sizes exported globally. Known for her resilience, innovation, and commitment to quality, Kareema's journey is a testament to the power of vision, hard work, and staying true to your roots. Today, she joins us to discuss entrepreneurship, leadership, and building a legacy in the Caribbean food industry. Kareema, welcome. Such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Heneka. It's great being here.
It's really nice. So, we've been talking for a little bit. I have been following your story, and there's just so much that I'm inspired by, right? But let's start at your upbringing. Tell me about young Kareema, running around. What were you doing? What did you like to do? Stuff like that.
I was born and grown in Kingston.
On the clock?
Yes. Most persons, when they meet me, they say, first of all, they would say, where do you come from? I said, I'm Jamaican. I'm Yardie, like 100% Yardie. And I will always say, my four parents arrived here on a ship over 180 years ago. So the indentured servants came to Jamaica. Hence, I grew up as Muslim. That's why I have this heritage today. Out of many one people. It's the same thing as out of many one religion. It didn't set me apart at school, primary school or high school. We actually, everyone just knew we're Muslim, so we worship differently, and they accepted that.
Mm-hmm. So did you feel, because I know growing up with Muslim classmates as well, when going to all age school, right? So if you've been to all age school, it's a long time thing, right? Now we call it primary school and all these things. But I know that, because you stood out, right?
Right.
Did you feel different from the other students?
Well, to be honest, we didn't really stand out back in the days because we didn't start the hijab or the scarf until the late 80s after I graduated from the best girls' school.
Which is?
Queens.
Okay.
So yes, I was known to be a Muslim, but I actually didn't really stand out with the hijab at that time. Everybody just know us as being Muslim, and it was good. I felt special, nothing different. Still Jamaican, still 100%. Yeah, they did everything like everybody else.
Yeah. So what were some of your hobbies? What did you like to do?
I like business.
From early?
Yes.
Oh
when I was going to Queens, I always selling, always hiding something and taking to school. And it's funny enough, we had a competition in Queens called the Rickman Cup, and I learned how to do macrame. And
what's that?
Macrame, it's a plait, and you could plait and make pot hangers and belts and stuff. And when I graduated at 16 years old, I made my first stall at New Kingston Drive-In, and I made my first macrame stall, and I sold pot hangers. So it's always making stuff with my hands.
So how did that business go?
It did okay for the time. Yes, everything was sold because everything I actually do, I create them differently. Each piece was different, and it actually sold. And then I used to do everything. I tell people I used to sell juice at the flea market. I used to do everything just to make a buck, because I always believe that there's always a way to make a buck.
Yeah. So were your parents entrepreneurial?
Yes, they were. My grandmother and my grandmother used to sell in the market, and my grandfather was a fisherman. My mom was very very industrious. So she used to sew anything to make a buck. So I grew up seeing my mom create anything from nothing.
So can you sew?
Yes, a little bit.
A
Don't
little
like the
bit.
confinement though. I don't like to sit down around a chair. I
Okay.
like to move up and down. So I can sew, but I don't like to
You,
sew.
you don't like to. So, in terms of how they encouraged you, what field did they encourage you? Because I know sometimes parents, they may be entrepreneurial or whatever field that they decide to go into, but they don't necessarily want to encourage their children to go that route.
Well, to be honest, my mom didn't push us in any direction. She allowed us to do what we wanted to do. So I grew up in a my uncle used to what is considered known as Cockburn Pen, which is Coburn Gardens. And I say this to let people know my roots, where I'm coming from.
Yes.
And they used to have a little jewelry factory, and I used to work there and know what to do. So I grew up fixing jewelry and mending jewelry, and so I opened a little jewelry repair shop. And I need people to hear my story, because when I got the space for the shop, it was a 10 by 10 shop. And I sat down in there. What am I going to put in this shop? I had on my graduation rings, some earrings, and I melted them, made some rings, 2 or 3 rings, and we put them in there. So when people come, there was nothing in the store. We said, "Oh, we'll soon get stock." And then we started repairs. We didn't have the material to do the repairs or the equipment, so we used to take them around the road and run and said, "You can come back later." My point to that is you can do anything that you want to do. Anything that you want to do. And we grew that 10 by 10 out to a 40 by 40 shop in Spanish Town bus terminus, which was a very difficult place to run a business.
In terms of doing business in Spanish Town, how old were you by that time?
21.
21.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're kind of keeping track of your
Right, so
progression,
I was
right?
21. Yeah.
So I
Oh,
know
I
based
know.
on
Right.
culture and history and stuff, sometimes we hear of extortion going on in some parts of our beautiful island. Did you experience any of that?
Well, extortion has always been and still around, but as Muslim, we tend to tell these extortionists that we ask our Lord to protect us, so we can't ask them to protect us. So therefore, they should just walk the other side of the
In
road.
other words, take for
Basically,
yourself,
that's protect yourself.
right?
Right. So things like that happen. Even when I started Home Choice on Portmore Lane, which was a cowboy town, when I was going there, people said, "Where are you going?" "Over there, because it's like a bloodshed city." And I said, "But I needed to start my business." There was a closed down grocery shop that I actually started with. So after the jewelry shop, we had closed it down because we had too many Indians coming in and they were doing the competition. It wasn't doing so well.
Talk about that. I remember there was a cash for gold period.
Yeah.
Were you affected by that in any way
And
doing this jewelry business?
not really, no, because we just bought what we needed to do the repairs. We weren't this big jewelry store. But it was making ends meet.
Mhm. All right, so you've actually gone somewhere quite ahead of me, but I'll follow your lead in
Okay.
this instance. And you started talking about home choice, right?
Mm.
And I am really excited about the home choice story. Every time I read it, I watch a video or something, I'm intrigued by you starting your business with only 50 US dollars. Like, what can 50 US dollars buy? And when you did that, it's not like it is now 160 to 1. It was way less,
Yeah.
right? So what was the exchange rate there to put it into
It
context?
was
What
$33.
33 to 1. So
Yeah.
33 times 50 Jamaican dollars. You started your business. Let's hear about that. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
well, I started my business out of passion for pepper shrimp,
Mm-hmm.
because we used to go to the waving gallery and get the pepper shrimp, but there was no waving gallery anymore.
Waving Gallery, for those who don't know, it's at the Norman Manley International Airport, and I guess it was at Montego Bay Santos as well, right? But we know
The waving
Norman,
gallery.
right? And people would go there and wave their families goodbye and all of that lovely stuff.
So,
We want justice. We want those days back. All right.
so then, no, they had these higglers used to sell this little dried pepper shrimp. It used to look like fried rice. And I was really, really missing that. And then I used to get to that Harbor View driving, and then Harbor View driving closed down. So there
Mhm.
was no more pepper shrimp. And then I know that it was available in Guyana. And I went on a family trip. My mom gave each one of us 50 US to spend. Everybody else buy bling bling. And I buy 50 pound of shrimp at a time, carry it back in a duffel bag, smell up the whole of customs and everywhere. And anyway, that's how I started. I remember putting it in some Sky Juice bags and using the iron to seal it, because I couldn't afford a bag, right? I couldn't afford the regular bags, and I couldn't afford a seal at the time. So then I'll staple it on a cartridge paper and walk around to the shops and sell them. So at that time I was married, by the way. I got married at 16, 3 weeks before I was 17. So at that time I had 3 kids. So by the time I was 20, 21, I had 3 kids. So then that's where when I pivoted and I had a jewelry shop, but I was doing the shrimp on the side. And another thing you need to know, so the Muslim women keep her money. So our money is ours, the men take care of us. So the Muslim women are allowed to keep their money. We don't have to contribute to the house. So I was able to save, and use that money to just reinvest back to business. So my business grew generically. And things were so rough. I used to take back the cartridge paper out the supermarket.
Oh, wow.
And I grew up in Pembroke Hall, so that's where I started. And there was a bar up the road, and this was what devastated me after years. So there was a bar up the road, and it was called Lions Den. And there was a gentleman in the bar. I will not call his name, but he said he's going to do this business. So he came on the market and hit me like a storm. Orange and white shrimp, but everybody knew his brand because his product was branded. By this, I was in all the high-lows, all the cinemas and everything, and I fainted when I saw the bag. I actually fainted because I had all these little orange and white bag taking up all of my space in the supermarket, and then our product sales started to drop, and then I decided that I have to do something. I have to revamp. So I actually saved enough.
Hold that thought, because we're going to go to a break and we want to hear about the rest of that story when we come back. It's time for our first break. More insights and inspiration from Kareema Muncey when the Entrepreneurial You returns.
So as Muslims, we don't take interest-bearing loans. It's forbidden in the Quran and the Bible. So it was difficult to get investors to come in at the time because people weren't actually looking at you when you're just making a couple hundreds or thousands of dollars. Anything that's on the shelf that's foreign, we can do it right here. So that's one of the passions. Why are we buying foreign cotton candy in a bag? So I came up with that idea of putting cotton candy in a bag by therefore empowering one of our MSME members. Don't spoil your kids, especially your boys. They have to be taught to be maintainers.
And vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores,
we're reaching heights, our energy that lights the sky. Shine bright, Jamaica. Shine bright, Jamaica. Feel the rhythm, we're on track. Feel it, feel it. Together we rise, together we climb. JPS Jamaica, together we shine.
Shine from the ends, shine with your family, shine with your friends. Light up the streets and make the vibes blend. Your JPS, they make the shine never end.
What great stories do you want to tell today? We are your storytellers. We are Digital Video Concept.
If you come to Jamaica and you want to have the best shoots ever, you have to call Digital Video Concept.
My experiences have been amazing.
They are fantastic.
Producing extraordinary imagery with high-definition cameras on the ground and in the sky.
Right when I landed in Jamaica, I felt the love.
I love working with them. You've done an amazing job. You are the best.
Excellence is in our nature.
If I put everything together, it's a great team.
Call us today for all your video storytelling need.
None of this would be possible, of course, if we didn't have our partners at Digital Video Concept.
Are you ready? We are ready. Let's go!
Welcome back. It is the Entrepreneurial You with Heneka Watkis-Porter, and of course our guest is Kareema Muncey of Home Choice. So Kareema, before the break, you were telling us about the story. You going into the establishment, seeing this orange and white packaging, and you fainted. Let's pick up from there.
So actually fainted and said, no, this can't be happening. And for a couple of months, our sales went down. Oh, and by the way, during that time, I was able to purchase a car. So I bought a Nissan Sunny at the time, Adwogan, and I started selling. So it was Expo 2002. Let's bring us to the year 2002 now, where I saw this bag, but the bag was $250,000 deposit. Where am I going to get this money from? That sold back my car again, made a deposit on a bag, and we made a comeback on the market. And that's the packaging we have today. So part of my mission statement is unending improvement of quality. So we keep revamping our quality. So we actually control the pepper shrimp market. I would think about 85% of that market. And what has made the pepper shrimp so good is that it has now become a traditional Jamaican product. And it's known worldwide actually, and persons have to get a pepper shrimp. Like how they buy a patty, they just buy pepper shrimps or jerk season, but pepper shrimp is a must in your carry on.
It absolutely is. And but not only are you now doing peppered shrimp, you're doing several other products. How did that come about? Just take us through that transition of starting with this one product and you growing it to the business that it is right now, exporting globally.
It wasn't until about between 2010 or 2008, about, not sure of the year, where we had the BP oil crisis. So we had no shrimp for about a year and a half. So we had to reinvent the wheel. So we started doing saltfish and crackers and lime juice. When we started doing the lime juice, I wanted to solve the problem of things. When we started doing ginger extract and other products that persons could, we could solve the problem of the housewives. So the ginger extract was another winner. That is now our best product. We co-pack for 7 or 8 different companies now in the US, Canada, and overseas.
Yeah, I can really vouch for the lime juice and the ginger extract because they're always in my fridge and I love them. So that transition though, you've had to pivot.
I had to pivot. And
so pivot was a word before COVID. You were pivoting.
Always pivot.
Right? And as entrepreneurs, we know that word very well. Like COVID did not invent that word, right? As entrepreneurs, we've been doing that all our lives, right? So what was that process like in that year that there was no, you couldn't get any shrimp? So you pivot into the lime juice and the ginger extract. But what was that transition like for the company and you at the helm?
Well, to be honest, we were making better profits because the turnover on lime juice and ginger extract was only 30 days because we have to buy a container. We had to buy shrimp and twice a year. And so our money used to be tied up in the shrimp. So we were wondering where was the cash flow all this time? But the cash flow really came in when we started doing extract and beverages. So then we keep getting recognized by the Observer Food Awards and different entities. I also joined the Jamaica Manufacturers Association, which was the best thing you can do being in manufacturing. So they also help us to pivot in a different directions, training seminars, awards, and networking.
So you've seen all of these setbacks. You've experienced the challenges, somebody taking over the market that you dominated. What are some of the lessons learned from those experiences that you can share with our audiences?
Definitely, that consistency equal results. So you don't stop. Because I believe if the Chinese or the Indians come and they see 10 pepper shrimp, they're going to go into the 11th and the 12th. So anything that you have, just do it better. So I just kept revamping, redoing our packaging, coming out with promotions in the store. So we just flooded the stores with our promoters, and we were showing the difference in using the shrimp in other products, substituted for saltfish, ackee and shrimp, fried rice. So that's what we started doing. And the housewife just started buying shrimp instead of buying regular shrimp or saltfish. So that helped us to move our products fast. And then we started exporting as well.
Another important question I need you to respond to answer is how have you been able to fund your business, right? Because there are certain cultural aspects, and I know you can speak to that based on the fact that you're Muslim. How have you managed to fund your business and to be so successful at it?
So as Muslims, we don't take interest-bearing loans. It's forbidden in the Quran and the Bible. So it was difficult to get investors to come in at the time because people weren't actually looking at you when you're just making couple hundreds or thousands of dollars. So I started a Muslim business partner, and so I'll use that money to purchase a vehicle. And then I had developed a spreadsheet that I'll bring in small investors. Like if I wanted to buy a container of shrimp, I would say I need $20,000. I'd take 5,000 from that person, 5,000 from that person, then I'll pay them back on installments with a profit. So that was permitted for us to do. So we pivoted that way, and then we used our profits and to grow the business. So we grow generically, actually, with being very frugal, of course.
Right. And now you are exporting. Now you're not just in the Jamaican market. Tell us some of the places that we can find Home Choice.
So we're in Canada, UK, USA, and some Caribbean countries. Guyana, we recently landed a mark in Guyana last year, and we are doing pretty well in Guyana. Cayman, Dominica, and some other smaller Caribbean countries.
And so, no doubt, there are organizations that have helped you to progress into the markets. No man is an island, no man stands alone. What are some of those organizations that you've, been a part of to help your growth?
Right, so I give credit to JAMPRO, Jamaica Trade and Invest, and I also am a member of the Jamaican Manufacturers Association. Recently appointed to be one of the vice presidents.
Congratulations.
For the medium enterprise, and I do believe that was my post that it actually resonated with what I do, because I was always helping persons to come up from where they were to where I currently am. So I'm actually still working with my MSME members. Right,
Okay, so JAMPRO, and I mean JAMPRO is a lovely organization for anybody who wants to get into export. Exactly, because I've gone on some trade missions with them, and those days are fun. Right? What has that experience been like? Just going around the different territories promoting your products.
It's very good and good experience, because you also see new markets and new ideas from different countries, what you could get into. We recently went into garlic paste. We are the first to put garlic paste on the market. Now you go to Trinidad and Guyana, and the U.S. garlic paste is everywhere. Garlic paste and garlic sauce, but we didn't have that here. So from a trade show visit, I went and I said to Guyana, and I said, we have to bring garlic paste and garlic sauce to the shelves of Jamaica. And that also, I believe in you having products that would solve the housewife problems of having to grate and cut and everything.
Yeah, and crush, yes. I mean, that's quite innovative. I know of, and I've used a lot of garlic powder and the actual garlic itself, but the paste.
The paste is actually crushed garlic in a bottle.
That's quite innovative. How do you, continue to innovate, and what's driving that ambitious capacity?
Anything that's on the shelf that's foreign, we can do it right here. So that's one of the passions. That's what I believe. Why are we buying foreign cotton candy in a bag? So I came up with that idea of putting cotton candy in a bag, by therefore empowering one of our MSME members.
Wow, and definitely we're going to highlight that product in our community connection segment. So thank you so much for sharing about that.
Thank you.
Now, as you continue to grow and expand, I know that team building, your team is a very critical part of what it is that you're doing. What was it like in the very early stage, putting your team together? Because I know as an entrepreneur, that can be one of the most challenging aspects of any business.
Well, in the first couple of years, it was difficult because I had 4 boys and I had to school them by myself as a single parent. But they grew up in the business and I didn't spoil them. And that is important in building legacy. So you have to let your kids learn. And now all 3 sons work with me. 1 passed away 9 years ago, but all 3 work with me.
Condolences to you.
Thank you. 1 is a managing director, 1 is an operations manager, and the next one is an export manager. So all of them is actually working in the business. The message I like to get to you, don't spoil your kids, especially your boys. They have to be taught to be maintainers.
Absolutely. We take our final break and we'll be right back. We want to talk more about legacy and vision and all of that wonderful stuff when we come back. Stay with us. Our conversation with Kareema Muncey continues right after this.
My vision is to be like a Goya in the U.S. Our brand should resonate across the U.S. and other territories as being an international brand. So Rita, I used to take the bus and go to Rita to buy pepper and take back the bus and carry them back to have them crushed down the road. She inspired me a bit. She was in export about 15, 20 years ago, and I met her and I just wanted to be like her. So you must join associations. I'm still with the JBDC, by the way. And whenever I have a mentee, I would say, if you don't join the JBDC, don't give me a second phone call.
passion and vibes. And through it all, there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're reaching heights, our energy that lights the sky. Shine bright, Jamaica. Shine bright, Jamaica. Feel the rhythm, we're on track. Feel it, feel it. Together we rise, together we climb. JPS Jamaica, together we shine.
Shine from the ends, shine with your family, shine with your friends. Light up the streets and make the vibes blend. Yo, JPS, they make the shine never end.
What great stories do you want to tell today? We are your storytellers. We are Digital Video Concept.
If you come to Jamaica and you want to have the best shoots ever, you have to call Digital Video Concept.
My experiences have been amazing.
They are fantastic.
Producing extraordinary imagery with high-definition cameras on the ground and in the sky.
Right when I landed in Jamaica, I felt the love.
I love working with them. You've done an amazing job. You are the best.
Excellence is in our nature.
If I put everything together, it's a great team.
Call us today for all your video storytelling need.
None of this would be possible, of course, if we didn't have our partners at Digital Video Concept.
Are you ready? We are ready. Let's go!
Welcome back. It is the Entrepreneurial You with Heneka Watkis-Porter, and my guest today is Kareema Muncey of Home Choice Limited. So you were talking earlier, before we go to the break, you were talking, Kareema, about your sons that are in the business. You alluded to the team and building the team and all of that. My question is, for every entrepreneur, there should be the question of legacy,
Right.
and succession planning, right? Tell me about the plan that is in place. It's a family business, and I know the nuances of a family business are kind of different from regular businesses. Let's talk a little bit about that aspect.
So because we are Muslims, there's a structure that we that we
Okay.
abide by. So there are principles that we don't do when we are doing or banking for example. We have to follow our strict code, ethical Sharia code. So that keeps the business together and keep the family structured together. So there's always a to go, like we'll go to the Quran to sort things out, or we find the answers from different scholars how to do this. So because we have that core belief, that is very important in keeping the structure together.
All right. So you can't just tell us that you have structure, not tell us, like, for example, what are some of these things? So I'm going to ask. I need
Okay,
to
no problem. So for example, no alcohol base.
Mhm.
So recently we found out that one of the flavors that we get from one of our suppliers had a percentage of alcohol. So alcohol is forbidden in Islam, yet we were selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of lime juice. So we decided to take it off the market until we found out if it was permitted for us to do so. So we did some research. We had them change out formula. So that kind of thing will give us blessings, because we believe anything that you give up for the sake of God will actually be blessed. So I actually believe that there's a lot of blessing in the business based on the fact that we are following the principles of God.
Okay. All right. So continue as it relates to your succession plan. You said there's a structure based on what's in the Quran, things like that.
Yes.
Let's talk a little more about, how you've put the team together. How is that playing out in your succession plan?
It's very well, especially now I have my grandkids. I have 12 grandkids, by the way.
Okay.
So my grandson works with us. He does homeschooling, and then he comes to work. So he's actually learning how to make deposits or to do online bank transfer at 13. He's 13 years old, by the way. And so I don't think I could have done it without the sons, right? My son's right there with me, and my team, of course. I give credit to my team. We have members on our staff for 25 years, and they do or die to come to work. They will come to work in the rain and so on. So I believe that kind of principle, that's set for my employees as well. They respect us. Yesterday we had our celebration, which was our Muslim celebration, where we had a dinner for the staff, and we included them, and we had a an hour and a half of fun with them, so we could actually integrate with them Islam and the practices that we do
Okay.
along with their
And
practices.
speaking of, the practices of Islam, your religious practice, your team, is it only comprised of Muslim employees? No.
No, we only have about maybe 20% Muslims. Most of
Right.
our staff are not Muslims.
Okay. And how do you find that integration? The differences of beliefs, how does that work?
Well, we don't have any problems so far. They just follow the dress code, know that we don't do Christmas, we don't do Easter, we don't do Valentine and certain pagan holidays. So they respect that. So we have no problem.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I want to talk about your vision for the future, both for the business and for this world, because we're global citizens, right? We're part of a bigger world.
So
What's your vision?
my vision is to be like a Goya in the US. Our brand should resonate across the US and other territories as being an international brand. So we want to see our product grows internationally, like an Iberia or a Goya brand in the US. We want it resonate to the rest of the world. We are actually looking on the Saudi Arabian market and Dubai currently.
Oh,
We want to go into other products like coffee and other Jamaican products that's been requested from that side of the world. So Jamaica is a brand to the world, best brand
to the
in the
world,
world.
Jamaica to the
Jamaica to the world. So I don't think anybody more Jamaican than Kareema Muncey.
We should test that.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the hairstyle. Have you like red, green, black, gold? Yeah.
Most of my colors are that color, and
Yeah.
of course we won the best Jamaican Spirit Award at Expo. That was our third booth award winning. I mean, nobody could test us at Expo Jamaica because we are the Jamaican company.
Yeah. Where does your inspiration come from, Kareema?
Just Jamaica, just being Jamaican, and want everybody to know. Say, well, look at what Talawan,
Yeah.
just being Jamaican.
Yeah. And anybody in particular that has inspired you over the
Yes,
years?
my mom. She's no longer with us, but my mom.
Your mom. 100 times my mom. And outside of your mom, who is that one person that you look to for, maybe it's not even somebody you know, but somebody who has been a trailblazer in business, maybe a woman entrepreneur like yourself that has been in business and, is an inspiration to you?
So a couple of years ago, like about 15 years ago, I followed Thailand and I follow Rita Symes. At the time, she's Rita Hilton, and I really
Rita Hilton is the bomb. I had her on season 2, I think it was. Of
Yeah,
this
so
show.
Rita, I used to take the bus and go to Rita to buy pepper and take back the bus and carry them back to have them crushed down the road near the market and then go take the bus and take back the pepper to
Yes, hold on. Let me give you a fun fact. Guys, let me give you a fun fact. Rita, I think, is about 85 years old by now.
she's close to 80.
And we were in a competition together, NCB Capital Quest. And let me tell you something. You could not look on her until but at that time she was probably in her
She's about
76.
80s.
Yeah,
I
she's
think
80
she's
something
early
now.
80s.
Yeah. So she's amazing.
She's amazing.
She
So
is
she's one of my
amazing.
inspiration.
She
And I
is
tell
mine
her
too.
I tell her that all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. So yeah, and she's still going at it. So I said, Rita, I'm gonna be like you when I get older, same way. Yes, I like Rita. As I said, she inspired me. She was in export about 15, 20 years ago, and I met her, and I just wanted to be like her. And I never wanted to be taking the bus anymore. I just wanted to, and I knew I could get there by God's permission, of course.
Absolutely. And you did say Thalia Lane, right?
Yeah, and Thailand. I just followed Thailand and said, this is another woman in business that I'd like to be like a Thailand.
Yeah, Thalia is amazing as well. She's going to be one of our guests on this show.
And there's somebody who I'd like to mention special is John, my food.
Yes.
Anything happen, I could pick up the phone and call John. John, so and so, how do you export this? How do you export that? So he was my mentor, and now I mentor about 15 or 20 different MSMEs currently.
Yeah, you're talking about some amazing people. John was also on the show. Like, high five. Good people. We know good people. All right. So you're mentoring other young people in business. Why do you think that is important?
Because I want them to be like me. I want to share my experience. I want Jamaica to be a better place. I want to see more legacy. Too many people, African Jamaicans working for people. They need to learn how to build a legacy. Of course, school is important, but you have some C students And the C students, like myself, actually didn't make
Working
it.
for the
And then
the A student coming
yeah,
working for you, right?
right. So we want to promote that being a C student is not bad. And you can employ the A and B students later on.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I am one of those late bloomers. You know, they talk about late bloomers, and I'm happy that you've mentioned that because we're from a culture growing up where you've been taught to go to school, get a good education so that you can get a good job, so that you can retire and so on and so forth. But that hasn't provided the level of freedom, liberation that, you know, because I really do believe whilst not everybody is or can be an entrepreneur, I think that some level of even entrepreneurship is within all of us, right? And it was Karl Marx, I think, who talks about the alienation of work. Not I think, I know, I'm a sociology student. Karl Marx who talks about the alienation of work. And when you take that creativity away from the individual, then you alienate man from himself.
Exactly.
Right. So I'm really, really thrilled that, you know, you have stepped up to the plate to break this tradition and you're encouraging others. And as I said, we're going to be talking about that cotton candy in our community connection segment.
Right.
Really excited to go and taste it as well. What final thoughts do you have for our viewers today? How do you want to encourage them? What's one piece of advice that you could give to somebody who is thinking about starting a business, particularly in the manufacturing industry?
That's very easy. So you must join associations. The first thing is to go to JBDC and join the Jamaica Business Development Corporation. They help a lot. I'm still with the JBDC, by the way. And whenever I have a mentee, I would say, if you don't join the JBDC, don't give me a second phone call. So they'll have to join the JBDC and they'll mentor them. Next, if you're a manufacturer, you must join the Jamaica Manufacturers Association. And that's where you get your networking from. Follow the Make Road shows and follow all the grants that the government has to offer. The grants work for you.
Yeah, grants work. I mean,
they work for you.
Caribbean Export Development Agency.
Grants work. We are always in grants.
Yes,
it works.
absolutely.
So I'm encouraging small business, register your company and get.
I was about to say that because many times starting a business, we see the registration process as an expense, like, you know, as an added level to the bureaucracy that we have to go through. But it's very important. If you're going to need something, you're going to apply for things like grants and even in instances loans where
that's because they're looking at the wrong way. They're looking at it as a liability, but it's actually registering your company as an asset, especially in Jamaica. And I am very happy the government is doing a lot of work even with grant just to startup grants and so on. So anybody that register their business automatically get grants.
Kareema
Thank you.
Muncey, it has been a pleasure. Your story is exciting. It's exhilarating. I'm inspired.
Thank you.
And not only am I inspired to continue my journey, but I'm inspired to keep mentoring others. You know, may those who come behind us find us faithful. And I believe that you are putting in the work so that others will come behind and find you faithful, and they will be inspired to do and even surpass what you have done. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. That wraps our enlightening conversation with Kareema Muncey. I trust it was as valuable for you as it was for me. Stay tuned. There's more coming up right here on the Entrepreneurial You.
Coming up, Liberty Tech Talk.
It's now time for Liberty Tech Talk, brought to you by Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
In our world flooded with emails, social ads, and notifications, getting a message seen is tougher than ever. But one channel that still cuts through the noise? SMS. SMS open rates are as high as 98%, and most messages are read within 3 minutes. It's personal, it's direct, and it's always with your customer. So the key message here for marketing managers or companies who want instant visibility and action, SMS is one of the most effective tools available in the space. People tend to think that SMS is just for reminders. It is not. It's a full-blown engagement component, and it's a conversation channel. You can use SMS for promotions and even flash sales. Imagine alerting your customers to exclusive offers or even a limited time discount on your product. We could even embed in the text message a short link to an online store or even a landing page of your choice, right? You can set appointments or even order updates, confirming bookings or purchases with real-time updates. You can imagine going to the dentist and they want to remind you 6 months from now to set an appointment. SMS can do that for you. What I want to leave with you, if you're a marketing manager or a company looking for real-time engagement, look no further than SMS. It's personal, it's fast, and it's proven to drive action. Use bulk SMS to stay relevant, reach customers directly, and drive conversations. With the right message at the right time, you're no longer fighting to be seen. You're actually starting the conversation. Use bulk SMS.
That was Liberty Tech Talk. It's now time for Community Connection, a special segment where we shine the spotlight on exciting projects, inspiring initiatives, and mini features. Whether it's a behind-the-scene look, a community highlight, or a sponsor story, this is where we celebrate the connections that drive positive change. We want to share with you the exciting leadership cruise that is happening in November, between November 3 to 7, right here in 2025. In November, visionary women and a few men from Jamaica and beyond will be aboard Royal Caribbean's Liberty of the Seas for a 5-day, 4-night journey dedicated to leadership, empowerment, and sisterhood. We'll be sailing from Fort Lauderdale to the stunning islands of Coco Cay and Nassau, Bahamas. But this cruise is really more than just a getaway. It's a floating conference, a networking hub, and a wellness retreat all in one. Imagine waking up to ocean views, then diving into workshops on leadership, business growth, and personal development, all led by Powerhouse women who are blazing the trails in their fields. And of course, we're having LeaderCast on board as well. So whether you're an entrepreneur, a corporate leader, or somebody ready to step into your next level, the Leadership Cruise is designed just for you. So, are you ready to set sail on your next chapter? I want you to send me an email at henekawatkisporter.com or via WhatsApp at 876-849-2571. Spots are filling up fast, so don't miss your chance to be part of this empowering experience. We're also inviting corporate entities on board to partner with us for this event. Today, in the Community Connection segment, we are excited to spotlight Candy's Delight Cotton Candy, the latest buzz in Jamaica's snack market. Created by the innovative team of Kareema Muncey and Kevin Dean. This nostalgic treat brings back the joy of childhood with a modern twist. It's conveniently packaged, safe, and ready to enjoy for kids and the young at heart alike. Candy's Delight Cotton Candy comes in a beautifully designed 3-ounce bag, making it the perfect grab-and-go snack for events, parties, or a simple sweet treat. Launched with a soft debut at Jamaica Expo 2025, it's already flying off supermarket shelves thanks to its affordable price and irresistible appeal. So, Kareema, you are mentoring Kevin as he journeys on this product. Why did you decide to do that?
Well, Kevin has been on the market with his lovely ice cream for a number of years, and I just think he needed something else to carry his brand, but he only had the ice cream line and sorbet line. So I just said, Kevin, why don't you do something in candies? We spoke about the hard candy, but then I'm a lover of cotton candy in a bag. So we bought some cotton candy, the foreign one, in the supermarket, and pharmacy is very expensive. And then we decided to just do what we had to do, make the cotton candy, put it in our bag, and this idea came up in February, and we had the chance to launch it in Expo, April, and we've been doing well so far.
The texture, the fluffiness, and the taste, really, really good. Congrats.
Thank you.
So we really wish Kevin all the best with this. Where can we find it? In supermarkets and
So
stuff?
we're except most pharmacies in Kingston now have it, and we're about in the Shoppers Fair line, and a few places in Portmore, pharmacies and stores.
And I'm sure under your guidance, pretty soon we're going to hear that it's being exported. Great job, not only in building your own company, Home Choice, but you are helping a young Jamaican, another young entrepreneur who needs a guidance,
Right.
who needs a handle, because sometimes that's all we need, To whom much is given, much is expected. And so you're not just keeping it to yourself, you are passing it on, you are sending the ladder back down. And so we applaud you for that from the Entrepreneurial Youth. Congrats. That was Community Connection. How sweet. Pun intended. Today, we're highlighting LeaderCast Kingston, Jamaica's premier leadership development event, bringing together some of the most influential voices in business, entrepreneurship, and community impact. LeaderCast Kingston is more than just a conference. It's a catalyst for growth, collaboration, and transformation for leaders across the region. Attendees can expect dynamic keynote speakers, interactive sessions, and powerful networking opportunities, all designed to equip you with the tools and inspiration to lead with vision and integrity. So, whether you're a seasoned executive or an emerging leader, LeaderCast Kingston is your chance to learn from the best and connect with like-minded professionals. Get your tickets now at spurropen.com/leadercast. That's spurropen.com/leadercast. Every breakthrough begins with fresh ideas, bold action, and the courage to lead. Today's conversation with Kareema Muncey reminds us that vision, resilience, and commitment to excellence, Caribbean entrepreneurs can create brands that resonate locally and shine globally. If you're ready for more inspiration and practical wisdom, don't forget to tune in to the Entrepreneurial You podcast, available wherever you listen to podcasts. Let's keep building, dreaming, and winning together. A very big thank you to our sponsors, Liberty Business, JPS, Digital Video Content, Madison Chai, and Heneka Watkis-Porter.com. For more resources, stories, and exclusive content, visit HenekaWatkis-Porter.com. And I always like to remind you, as in the words of Zig Ziglar, you were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. What good? Signing off.
That interest in tech and innovation and so on was always there. So I taught myself how to develop websites from when I was 15. In terms of my work and where it led to, the roles I had were pretty much an extension of that deep interest in technology. I don't think anybody would have expected that for the first 3 years or so there were only 2 employees, including myself. Outside of the delivery drivers and riders, there was myself and the person who handled the dispatching of the orders. You can differentiate yourself just by providing good service. And this is something, the importance of this is something I instill in all members of my team, which is not to say that we always get it right, but if we don't get it right, we do everything we can to make it right.
You buy Liberty Business, and is now expanding into international markets. No, lie.